Josh George here. College football predictions, week 6 on the way. Well, after everything that has unfolded this week, I am 11 and 1. And 11 and 1 would be great for another week. I've had a really good season, always been 9 and 3 or better. 10 and 2 last week, 11 and 1 this week. So, subscribe, keep watching these videos, click through to your team. I get a lot of these right. Okay. Starting with our Friday game. Kansas State goes to Stillwater, Oklahoma to play Oklahoma State. Bowman is the quarterback that it seems like Oklahoma State has settled on. Had an off week, worked on a lot of fundamentals, especially on this offensive line. Both offensive lines are really going to matter in this one, as D.J. Gibson, the 6'1 running back at Kansas State, has really great vision and seems to have replaced Deuce Vaughn very well. It's really going to be Chris Kleiman's defense against Gunner and Mike Gundy's offense. When it comes down to it, I'm going with Kleiman. I've got the Wildcats winning the Friday night game. Now to two undefeated teams, Kentucky and Georgia. Georgia got kind of a spook, but they're back at home this week. Look, I know Davis is a really good running back and for Kentucky, and Mark Stoops has a great defense that knows how to stop the run. But can they stop this Georgia run? And the tight end, Brock Bauer. Just a giant tight end and great blocker. And I know that this Georgia defense is maybe the best defense in the SEC, certainly the best at stopping the run. For that reason, I think the Dogs win at home. To Michigan at Minnesota. Michigan usually does a lot better in this game at home, but they still have a 76-25 edge in this rivalry game and have won the last 3. J.J. McCarthy is looking better each week, but Michigan has got to take care of the ball, as PJ Fleck's defense will look for to create some turnovers. And then on offense, Michigan will have to cover up wide receiver Corey Grooms Jr., who is kind of lighting it up and kind of the best target. Just you feel like they're going to get him in the slot, get him some targets, and if Minnesota's going to win the game, they need to get the ball in their fastest players' hands. But Michigan just looks good on both sides of the ball. For that reason, I am picking the Wolverines to win this football game. To Maryland at Ohio State. I think this will look a little bit like the Ole Miss LSU game we watched. That was this afternoon. McCord, great quarterback. And Tagovailoa's always good quarterbacks. Tulia, really good. And the field still ranked this Ohio State wide receiving core as number 1. And Tagovailoa will be a little bit under duress as they are at Ohio State. That is what I think will make the difference. Can he scramble, run, and make plays? If you see a game where Tulia throws for 250 and rushes for 80, 90-ish, Maryland will pull this upset. That is what I think it takes, to be honest. But I think that's a big ask. I've got the Buckeyes winning this football game. Now to Notre Dame, going against an ACC team on the road that is undefeated. Again, trying to pull off another win. That 10 guy on the field thing might still be haunting them a little. And honestly, they almost lose to Duke. They kind of pulled it out. The offense was there when they needed. The story for this Notre Dame team really is this Freeman defense, especially on 3rd and 4th down. They are doing really well. If they were in the ACC, Notre Dame, they would be number 1 in 3rd and 4th down defense. And Jack Plummer for Louisville did not execute well in the red zone. last week. They only put up 13 points against NC State, and Plummer was not a runner in that game hardly at all. Another quarterback that needs to be a runner if they're going to succeed. And I just feel like I can bet on this defense for Notre Dame to go on the road and get yet another victory against another undefeated team. So I've got the Irish. LSU found a way to lose. No fault of Daniels in this receiving corps. It was the fault of the LSU secondary. They will have to do better and create some turnovers. Now, LSU is 31st in turnover margin this season, and Missouri is 51st. Missouri is the 5-0 undefeated team. And honestly, it seems like their turnovers, when they do get them, come at the right time. I think LSU works on their secondary, gets better, finds some matchups, plays a little bit tighter coverage, goes on the road, and gets a victory this week at Missouri, and another undefeated falls. Alabama and A&M, number 1 and number 4 in the 247 talent composite. And it's a matchup that I think favors A&M as far as the coordinator battle of DJ Durkin, DC for A&M, and offensive coordinator Tommy Rees. It all comes down to, can Jalen Milroe make him look good? There's a lot of matchups I think that favor A&M. And they're at home, and I'm really, really tempted to pick Texas A&M. I feel like they could absolutely win this game. They have the talent level to beat Alabama, absolutely. Like I say, they're really close. It just comes down to quarterback contained for A&M, and this linebacking core, nobody really comes to mind for quarterback contain, but I'm sure DJ Durkin will do his best. So Alabama, the running quarterback, I'm predicting them to beat Texas A&M. Now, basketball schools that have been doing good in football. Syracuse lost their first game, of course, again this week against Clemson, and North Carolina may have the best wide receiver quarterback combo in the ACC in Drake May and J.J. Jones. And he's just their leading receiver right now. They've got a lot of other guys in that receiving core that I really like for North Carolina. But the Dino Baber Camera Crew defense, always really good. They're 17th in third down defense. The question is, can this Syracuse offensive line, run the ball, create plays? And I just think it comes down to too many sacks, too much Mac Brown. North Carolina wins, in my opinion. Now, Washington State and UCLA. Washington State is 5th in total offense. UCLA is 27th in total offense. But Pasadena, the crowd is beautiful. Lindsay ranked at the number 3 crowd in 2022 in the Pac-12. And, of course, Chip Kelly, an amazing play caller for UCLA. We all know that. Have we heard of Ben Arbuckle, offensive coordinator for Washington State? Like I said, they are 4th. Another one. Lots of fireworks. Gonna have to score 50 or have like a play call penalties like holding and then a false start and back-to-back drives that stall out a drive that lead to a stop. Home crowds force those. UCLA wins this football game because home field advantage. Wisconsin and Rutgers. I did not make those logos proportional. I thought I did. I am sorry, Rutgers fans, but you do have you are 19th in fewest penalty yards, 32nd in total defense. With this Wisconsin defense, only 77th in total defense, but the 247 composite. Wisconsin 30th, Rutgers 61st. Wisconsin's got the talent. This defense is going to have to look better because this is a fundamentally sound Rutgers team. Something tells me that they've got enough talent to win this game. It just comes down to playing a full fundamental game. I'm sure Luke Fickell would want that. To our Group of 5 game of the week. Fresno State goes on the road and has a 59% chance to win this football game according to the FBI. And, of course, they've been a ranked team this season. But Andrew Presley, great quarterback for Wyoming. Line looked a defensive and offensive line for Wyoming that stood up to the test against Texas Tech and Texas, of course. It comes down to taking care of the ball against a turnover-hungry team, maybe the best turnover defense in the Mountain West. But another one where I'm going with the home team. I've got Wyoming beating Fresno State. Now a game in the old Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Look, two teams that are 5-0, not just for their record, but 5-0 against the spread as well. Two teams really kind of dominating college football. The D-line, of course, for Texas got 10 sacks against Alabama. Looks really good. That is OU's biggest struggle, is getting sacks. They are the number one defense in the Big 12 at stopping the run, however. So, D-line comparison is interesting. OU is a team we've seen rolling the quarterback a lot. O-line has a 5-star guy in Green, but is the talent really there? Where, of course, Texas has the most NIL of any offensive line. Great matchup there. To the secondary, look. OU has 9 interceptions in their last 3 games. Really good secondary, but the best man coverage is with the Texas Longhorns. Really good matchup there. Really, it comes down to, can you cover the big receivers that Texas has? Can you cover Xavier Worthy? And can you cover Anthony if you're Texas? That's really the biggest key. The size advantage is probably for Texas, and then teams with good quarterbacks, good depth at the quarterback position. As far as Arnold and Gabriel for OU, and then of course you've got Arch Manning, who is the backup to Quinn Ewers, and two defenses that are both stout. OU has not allowed more than 20 points in one single game this season, and of course Texas was again so good against Alabama that they got Jalen Milroe benched. If OU is going to win this game, it will be on special teams. The special teams that have blocked 2 punts and had a punt return for touchdown. Special teams coordinator Jay Nunez will be essential in that. But good teams win games. They're both 5-0. Great teams cover the spread. They're both 5-0 against the spread. And exceptional teams beat a Nick Saban Alabama team. For that reason, I've got the Texas Longhorns winning a football game that I think will be the greatest football game this far in college football. I am Josh George, Week 6 college football predictions. Thank you for watching.